Taurus. Welcome to your March 2022 forecast for Sun, Moon and Rising. We'll be starting off with a sound bowl just to cleanse the energy, and we'll be pulling 3 rows of cards to see what March has in store for you. So before we begin, 20 seconds of the sound bowl. Take a nice deep breath in and exhale. All right. Okay, let's just go straight into the gilded deck. I'll be cutting the deck and we will be bringing out 9 cards for March. Taurus, for the highest good, please. I'll be taking jumpers. Chariot, 2 of Wands, 8 of Cups, Ten of Pentacles, very nice, 2 of Swords, the Emperor, Knight of Swords, 4 of Wands, and 9 of Cups. All right. Your first row is your current energies. The second row is obstacles in your path. And the third row is the outcome for the month of March. At the moment where you're standing, so beforehand I used to describe every single card, and I feel like that's a bit of a waste of time because those of you who are familiar with tarot just want the message. At the moment you start off March with kind of that rearing to go energy. You feel like you have some sort of sense of security, some sort of, whether that be finance, whether that be security funded by your family, or a nest egg, okay? And you're wanting to drive forward really, really fast with that Chariot card, which is a very promising state to be in. So you're kind of rearing to go. And with the Knight of Swords, there's lots of sort of communication backwards and forwards, really, really fast energy, trying to make shit happen basically. Okay, there is a bit of a, through the month of March you are going to be slightly torn as to which is the best route to charge forward for your ultimate happiness in terms as it relates to kind of your home environment, where you feel settled, your lifestyle, or it's that whether you're also undecided about some sort of holiday, okay? Because you've got this crossroads here with the 2 of Wands, these 2 pathways leading to different directions. Now, often as at times we feel like we have to go one or the other, but there is a way of kind of bridging those 2 paths together. So that might be quite useful to think about. The 2 of Swords is that sort of stalemate energy of like, you worry to go one way in case the other path is better for you in the long term, okay? But you feel a little bit stuck about which direction to go. And it's all in relation to this 4 of Wands energy here, where you are, your motivation behind this is, where do I feel stable, secure, where I have my 4 rods firmly planted in the ground, where I feel a sense of settledness, security. But this could also relate to a type of holiday, or even as it relates to our wedding location, you know, wedding venue. So you feel a bit torn in the mid-month, but what I do see coming out here is really, really positive, because we have the 8 of Cups. So you allow yourself to sort of shift away, move and release something that is kind of been holding you back as an attachment, Okay, now the Eight of Cups really kind of talks about how we've put a lot of energy, a lot of love into a particular situation, but it's no longer serving. And what I feel is that is something to do with that other decision. You feel like you're torn between two directions. Now, when the Eight of Cups comes up, it can feel like you... How's the best way I can describe this? You see, the full moon is here, so you've actually marked a completion in one avenue of your life, and so it's ready. You're ready to step away from it, and it can feel quite difficult because of all the historical investment you've put in there on an emotional scale, on an energetic level. Okay, but in order for you to move forward, you're going to have to let go of something here. With the Emperor and the Nine of Cups here, I do see it as being the right decision. The Emperor talks about looking forward long term, okay? So it may be that you are needing to sell a house at the moment because you know, well, I don't think the market's really good for selling at the moment, but I suppose it depends where in the world you are, and you'll know your marketplace. But I'm using this as an example. Selling your current home, which you invested a lot into, in order to look forward into the future with that Emperor card. Ultimately, you've got the Nine of Cups, which is a wish fulfillment. So whatever you decide to do, you're taking that cunning strategy forward. For the Emperor to be here and the Chariot to be here, two major arcanas in this basic reading at the moment, is very, very promising. Both of them talk about having that determination, that willpower, that masculine divine energy to really implement yourself into the physical world and take action. And the things that you're taking action on is not only fast and furious and triumphant and victorious, but it also is long term. You are really seeing the bigger picture. So sometimes we need to get rid of the picture in our lives that has been kind of a bit stagnant. And anything that's making you feel stagnant and no growth forward is a thing that probably needs to be released. Now, let us clarify. So a very sort of basic message, but we're going to clarify a few of these for you, just to see if we can get a bit more information, because I do see you coming out on top for sure. The only pickle you need to get through is this kind of stalemate situation, this Two of Swords. You see, sometimes when we feel like we have to make a decision, we can't choose between one or the other. If we decide not to make a decision, the universe still sees that as a decision. So not making a decision is also a decision. Okay, so it would be in your best interest to be in the driving seat of that and kind of going, okay, well, which is going to serve me better in the long term? So I feel like that's really the route to go with moving forward in March. It's like looking ahead. So even though things currently as they stand are in a bit of transition or limbo, then it could be that your current situation is impacting you too much. So the best thing is to sort of declutter so that you can really see the forward picture moving forward, okay? Because it's all about the future. This reading is all about, I'm charging ahead for the future, for a more solid lifestyle where what I put into my world, be it my work, my money, my relationships, is going to have a sense of longevity to it. Okay, so that's really where you're at. So let's clarify these cards. I'm going to cut the deck and clarify each one as they appear here. We have Ace of Swords, Seven of Pentacles, Nine of Swords, Ten of Pentacles clarified by the Ten of Pentacles. So you definitely have that sense of security at the moment. You have a nest egg at the moment. The Hermit, yeah. Two of Pentacles, the Emperor again, which is very nice. Five of Swords and Knight of Wands. Okay, so as you feel like you're thrusting forward, you start the month off in a very, very powerful position, because we've got this clarity of truth with this Ace of Swords to the Chariot, meaning that you may be getting the green light on something. You may be getting communication coming in that's going to serve you to charge forward. Now it's a Chariot, so this could even be a physical move, because we've got the Chariot, we've got the Eight of Cups, which is also a bit of a move, but this is a more metaphoric, emotional move. You're seeing things from a totally new perspective in March, okay? And you really are. We've got the Ten of Pentacles clarified by the Ten of Pentacles. That's really kind of a sense of wealth. Now, wealth in the sense of abundance. Now, when we talk about that, it's if you're not actually seeing the physical money as so, it will be either an abundance of time, energy, security, family, anything that's going to really, that you understand as your sense of security, okay? Now, because we're Taurus, because I'm a Taurus as well, it does tend to reflect money, because we find that that is a physical thing, tangible thing, that we can make things happen. With the Knight of Swords and all that communication going backwards and forwards, you are stepping already into the Emperor. So in the beginning of the month, you really are sort of touching on that Emperor energy. You're really kind of sampling it, you're tasting it. But by the end of the month, you're going to be full throttle, okay? Now, the Two of Wands in that crossroads situation I was telling you about, you really feel a little bit torn, because you have, again, like I was saying over here, you've invested quite a lot into where you are now, okay? So again, using the example, and it's just an example, as if you've put a lot of work, maybe renovations into your home, and now, but you're wanting to sort of move forward, you might be feeling, well, I've put so much into this, I don't know if I want to move forward, okay? But it would be better for you. You're also trying to figure out, where is the best place to invest my energies, okay? With that Two of Swords clarified by the Hermit, it really does ask you to, even though you've got the Chariot in this fast motion forwards, it really is asking you to mid-month, take a breather, embrace a bit of patience, because this Two of Swords, this maybe confusion about which direction to go. And I do feel like it's two very different avenues that you are contemplating at the moment. A Spirit is asking you here to slow down, give yourself some time, and do some soul searching into what makes you feel emotionally secure, okay? Because the emotions tend to be a very strong signpost to what is going on in our environment. Sometimes we get too stuck in the headspace with those swords, and we can tend to project a very negative outcome or problems before they've even existed or turned up in our lives. The physical situation, our environment, our external world is constantly interchangeable. So really the place over here that you need to go is doing the soul searching about where it fills you up on an emotional standpoint, because that means that no matter where you go, you can rely on your emotions, you can rely on the maturity of your, where you feel a sense of security. So I would say choose the things that are most going to invigorate your sense of joy and love moving forward, okay? Because that is going to be the clear path to what's ahead of you. He's walking into the horizon over here. He has no idea where he's going, but he knows he's working through, he's able to walk away because he is walking towards a sense of excitement, a sense of adventure, and knowing that there is more to life. Okay, now the Four of Wands with that happy situation, I would just be a little bit careful about making any fast decisions again, because this Five of Swords sometimes talks about winning at all costs, meaning that because you're so adamant and you're so and I should really take this advice myself, being a Taurus, so just because you have, perhaps you've now decided made your decision mid-March, okay, about where you are moving towards, it may mean that just because you've sort of intellectually figured it out, or everything starts to slot into place, that you want to jump ahead and move forward. So I would just be careful about this. And again, we've got the swords here, so again, not allowing the mental body to take over. So follow the joy. Now with the Eight of Cups, we've got the Nine of Swords here, which talks about kind of sleepless nights or a sense of anxiety, again in the headspace. That's why I keep coming back to the headspace. The headspace is not really going to serve you Yes, you see things clearly from a new point perspective starting the month, but then I think you might be getting a little bit wrapped up in your headspace too much about, well, can I really walk away? Is it going to serve me? And it feels like a sense of fear about the unknown. I would say that this is all up in your head. Now, tradition in the Gilded Tarot, this card shows up with an owl in by the window, and the owl represents the wisdom as like the Ace of Swords. So because she's so caught up in her head, she doesn't see the wisdom through it. Okay, so this does really feel like a fear of coming outside your comfort zone. The Emperor with the Two of Wands really is talking about how you are managing your energy, managing your time, managing your finance to the best possible future, okay, for the long term. Okay, how do you juggle it? How do you really connect with the things in your life and find a sense of balance? And the Nine of Cups, I see at the end of the month, you are going to be rushing forward with so much enthusiasm. It's like you got the green light, you get what you wish for, and you are driving forward with a lot of excitement. So that is all I have for you, but we will end off one card with an oracle card. Just some advice from Spirit for your highest good to help you in the month forward. You're definitely coming up on top. That's fine, no problem. Just try and use your emotional body to guide you towards the future. You're looking for a long-term sense of security and future. This is all about the future. So the decisions you make now in the month of March are going to impact the future, but don't worry too much whether it's right or the wrong. Okay, if you're following that heart space, if you're following that emotion, that excitement and that joy, you won't go wrong. And I can tell you won't go wrong because the Emperor of the Nine of Cups here, wish fulfillment, and very exciting. So allow yourself some meditation, anything that's going to help declutter the mind. Okay. We have don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light to fit in? All right. So this is your Spirit posing a question for you for the month of March. In your current situation, you know that things have to change. You're shifting your energies. You're trying to charge forward into something to create a more happy and balanced lifestyle for yourself, right? And that always equates to joy and happiness and a sense of inner peace, right? If you're trying to dim your light, if you're trying to mask your joy, or people please, or try and intellectually or in your mental body project what others may be thinking of you, what they might say if you decide to turn in a different direction, that would be dimming your light. Okay, so don't try and fit into the norm, into the conventions. Find your own inner light and shine that really, really bright. Okay, and that's your message from Spirit, to say this is when you embark and when you put yourself outside your comfort zone, because it is actually spurring, it's stimulating a sense of excitement and joy for you. That's when you shine your light. So I hope this helped for you, Taurus. I wish you all the best for March, and I'll see you next month. Take care. Bye.